should we cue up this interview? Or?
Yeah, let's look at that.
All right, let's just...
As you say, all of this goes back to your friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. How did you first become friends? How did you meet?
Well, I met through his girlfriend back in 1999, and I'd known her since she was at university in the UK. And it would be, to some extent, a stretch to say that
we were friends.
As it were, we were close friends.
I believe it was kindergarten, university.
Yeah. Now, okay. Well, yeah, let's just keep going.
And I had a lot of opportunity to
have sex with young girls because of him, but his island was very pleasurable.
He's explaining how they're not friends, and he's got a lot to say about somebody he doesn't. But keep going with it, because then he
goes to the United States. But I didn't have much time with him. I suppose I saw him once or twice a year, perhaps maybe maximum of 3 times a year.
That means 6 or 7.
Quite often,
right? At least
if I was in the United States and doing things, and if he wasn't there, he would say, "Well, why don't you come and use my
island
houses?" So I said, "That's very kind. Thank
We're
you
not
very
really
much."
friends. He just I'd stay at his house when he wasn't in town and shit. And
now look,
dude, how many people do you know like that you would consider like awesome, close old friends, and you see them once or twice a year? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't mean anything.
For sure. And also, look, I get it. It's an interview, but usually, if somebody doesn't have anything to hide, they don't talk this much. This is like when you watch police interrogation techniques and shit like that.
Right.
That's one of the biggest indicators of guilt.
Is
they'll over-explain. They know in their head they're trying to work around something that they don't need to if it's not there.
Innocent people will just have questions. Like,
yeah, they'll be like, "What are we talking about?" Yeah, like I met the dude, but I don't know.
What's a boat?
Who's Epstein?
Well, yeah.
What are we talking about?
But so he's got a picture. He's got that famous picture with
Dufresne.
Dufresne. All right. Virginia. She also went by Virginia Roberts, or I don't know. She changed her name for some reason. Whatever it is.
Maybe she got married.
He's got that famous picture of her when she was young. She probably looks about 16, 17 in the picture.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he goes. There's another part somewhere in this interview. We don't have to find it, but he goes. No one has ever been able to prove whether that photo was fake or real.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure experts have pretty much proven that it is real.
What he means is like, no one's been able to come up with a way to call it fake.
Yeah.
You know, and that's so.
Yeah, that's. We've talked about this on here before. If anybody wants to know what the fuck has been going on, go look at the Franklin cover-up, the Omaha Boys Town shit.
Yeah.
Larry King, not Larry King, the broadcaster. Larry King, the head of the Black Republican Caucus, and financier, and Peter Citron, and all of these fucks. Like, this is not something that's new. What's new is that these people are getting caught, because in that case in particular, it was a pretty heinous fucking case,
right?
And the allegations that were being cast at them by these these kids, or they were adults at the time, but they were kids when this was all happening, were fucking terrible. I mean, awful. And yet the lead investigator and his son die on a mysterious explosion in their plane. You know what I mean? They had like a small, like a Cessna or some shit where they were.
Oh, everybody involved died.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody died. And are you gonna be okay?
I got my leg stuck in the fucking thing.
But yeah, so that was the typical. You know what I mean? Any of these conspiracies that sort of went up to the top tiers of society, they never got fucking prosecuted. No. They never got. There was never any recourse that actually happened. It was everyone was smeared. Dude, some of those kids were just jailed for nothing because they were like, "Oh no, you're in contempt of court because you're lying under oath." And they were like, "Well, I'm not lying. Yeah, that's what the case is about." And they were like, "You're lying. You're in jail."
Paul Bonacci.
Yeah, Paul Bonacci
was in prison for a long time.
Fucking dude.
Yeah, the whole thing is right in front of everybody.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But here's the thing: is I understand. Like, I showed that because, like we've said before, the BBC had made a documentary about this called "Conspiracy of Silence." and it was pulled. It was in the TV guide, which was the thing at the time before the internet that told you what was on at what time on what channel, and it was in there as being. And prior to that, allegedly, somebody got a call at the station and said, "You're not running that." They pulled it, and then wait, are we?
No.